Hello, welcome to another week. Gonna wait till I see who's here. I guess there's about one person out there, and then we'll start talking. I don't believe in starting late, so I'll talk to one person if that's all that's here. But let me know who you are, please.
Feels a bit lonely with only the master students here.
There, hi Terry. Hi Terry. Good to have you. You've been very consistent, and I've really enjoyed also reading your papers. They've been very, very well done, and I appreciate that. So, the last week that we just completed, we basically talked about blockchain, AI, and IoT. So what I want to do here then is to kind of talk about the reality of that subject, because really I wasn't able to address you guys directly because I had 25 bachelor students that were joining each week. So I had to kind of keep it subdued for them. But when you're looking at this from a management standpoint, and so you're looking at the technology out there and you're recommending it to your management or even the C-suite or the executives, you really want to take a look at the entire package. And I've got an excellent example of the information that's out there that really is challenging, because the first article is going to be kind of off, and I'll show you what that means. They post an article about this, and of course, every time you see something in writing, I guess your generation basically has learned that you can't trust it just because it's in writing. But my generation, of course, if it was in writing, it was printed in a book or a newspaper, and it was the gospel truth. But not nowadays, unfortunately. So here we have an article about blockchain with AI and IoT. It's really a good article with some good examples of how blockchain, AI, and IoT can be combined together to actually do some good for businesses. So the first thing I want to do is I did highlight a couple examples in here, so I'm going to scroll down to those examples. The first one here is obviously this person is focused on the insurance, basically the auto insurance industry. All of his examples seem to focus on the auto insurance industry, so I'm not quite sure where that's coming from. But so first thing he talks about, and this is the part that's off, is using the Ethereum blockchain to make use of smart contracts. And it says it's very popular owing to its efficiency. Well, he doesn't really understand what efficiency can be until you get into private blockchains, because private blockchains, when they know who's logging in, such as customers, such as administrators with the company, they can be very, very quick and do a lot more transactions than what the Ethereum blockchain will ever dream of doing, because Ethereum blockchain is a public blockchain, and they have to have a consensus method that keeps out fraud, and that consensus method gets pretty heavyweight. So but we can use smart contracts in private blockchains. IBM and Oracle, all the big heavy hitters have smart contracts embedded in all of their blockchains, and it's all focused on private blockchains in particular. So it says the data from IoT devices can be made to trigger some tasks. Auto insurance is one good example. Assume there are sensors, IoT sensors, installed in a car, and in some parts defects appear. The AI will aid the sensor to detect the defects. Consider if blockchain is implemented, then the scenario will change. As soon as the sensor detects a defect, then automatically the insurance money will be credited to the claimant's account. I assume that this is kind of a maintenance type of account for auto insurance rather than a crash detection type of detection here. But before the claimant starts his car and finds out that it is not working because the sensor would have detected it and would have transferred the insurance money to the claimant's account. Of course, he'd probably get a text notice or an email or something that this has happened, detected that, go take it to a repair shop. This is yet to happen, but he says highly probable. I really don't think insurance companies want to let go of their money that fast. They probably want to have a little bit of time between detection and payout, but you never know. Maybe the laws will change and they have to pay out that quick. I don't know. But here's one example of a kind of interesting one. As we scroll down a little bit further, we have another truck. Consider a host of self-driving trucks, which of course have embedded AI in it, which you assume because they're driving themselves. So that's quite a lot of AI working there, who have to deliver goods to distribution centers using AI technology. Okay, self-driving truck is useless if it doesn't charge automatically at a charging station. And for the charging station to charge the truck, you need authentication and authorization and a smart contract framework, which works around that type of scenario. So here you have a truck. It drives onto a pad that does the automatic charging for the truck. A ledger that can't be tampered is employed to record the transaction in the smart contract, which uses, okay, he's focusing on Ethereum again. Better options than that is all I say. Once the goods reach the distribution centers, they are then deployed to the customers through drones, IoT, employed by the retailing company. So there's a lot of possibilities. I would love to see the use of drones much more. I sure wouldn't mind if a huge truck didn't have to drive down my driveway every time to deliver a small package. Would be nice if a drone just dropped it in the middle of my yard, which would not be a problem at all for the size yard that I currently live at. So, kind of interesting scenario. IoT is a strange bird, really. It's just these sensors that collect data and send them up to clouds. Google has collected cloud data, or we called it big data when it got to the point of having to use supercomputers in data warehouses to process all that data so that it could be culled through and made available to you, me, and everybody else in the form one of Google Maps. They're data rich, in fact. And you know, while you have mostly up-to-date pictures of the sides, it also gets information on where there's a slowdown in front of you. So other people who are using Google Maps at the same time, that data is going up to the cloud and coming back down to your mobile device so that you can see what's coming up. So kind of interesting situations. Automotive industry has a lot of applications for the AI, IoT, and blockchain combinations. Don't know how much blockchain is used in the back end of any of those quite yet, but it could. And from what I understand, would speed up the transactions quite a lot in the respect that it could be distributed through many different locations and data could be retrieved and fed to devices from a lot of different locations if it's truly distributed. So I mentioned Oracle, and so what I wanted to do is I wanted to see what Oracle was doing in the way of IoT and AI and blockchain. And I found this white paper that they put out about trying to educate people on the possibilities. And it was really quite interesting. So I highlighted a couple things. And the first off is their statement here at the beginning. It says, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and blockchain represent an unprecedented opportunity for the enterprise and the public sector. Every institution capable of exploiting these technologies will have a chance to radically streamline and enhance existing processes, create entirely new business models, and develop innovative products and services for a new generation of consumers. But this isn't a vision of a utopian tech-enabled future. The technology capabilities are available today, and of course they want to help you build your business for tomorrow. Of course, that's what Oracle's in business to do, is to help you and make money at the same time, of course. So I highlighted yet another piece of it down here. There it is. Of course, here's the how Oracle can help part. I'm going to just move this over there so I can see it better. Okay, so Oracle's goal is to make IoT implementation easy, cost-effective, user-friendly, and capable of driving business outcomes. Now, the whole point of the master's program, of course, is to get into management. And in management, you're going to be very concerned with the outcomes that you achieve in your business. I mean, if if the company doesn't sell its widgets, they don't make money. And when they don't make money, they can't keep you employed or anybody else employed. So business outcomes in the regard of making good products for customers and building your customer base, because they are the ones that are paying your bills, and helping customers want to come back over and over again to get repeat business, is what you're in business to do. So there's 5 things that they offer, and I thought this was the part that was interesting about this little snippet. It says, we offer 5 powerful, ready-to-use IoT applications. That's pretty cool. A monitoring cloud, which can offer a view of factories, machines, products, so you can know when your machines are beginning to fail and when they need maintenance. You can see how many products you still have in your warehouse. All those type of things can be monitored and data fed to the cloud. Asset monitoring, real-time insights from connected assets. And realistically, you want to know how your assets are being used. And when you know how your assets are being used, you can modify things such that you can use them most optimally. Fleet monitoring would be connected trucks and vehicles. Service monitoring for connected assets, superior customer service. That's really where you plug in the need for service on a particular piece of equipment. I know I've worked for a lot of machine shops during my time, and the machine shops really cannot afford a CNC machine, for example, to be down for a day. Most of the time, those businesses are running full tilt all the time. They've got product going through them and being made into other product, one after another. And, when that batch is done for this customer, they're feeding another bit of information in there to mill the next piece and part, and away they go again. So being able to know when a part is when a part of the tool is getting out of tolerance and in need, like bearings that aren't spinning properly, or tools that aren't sharp enough and requiring more torque than what the tool should provide, which would wear out the tool faster. That kind of thing really, really helps a machine shop in that case. So then you have Worker Cloud, where you can have real-time visibility of worker health, locations, work environments. In other words, the temperature in your office buildings, the temperature work environment out in the warehouse where they're putting the widgets together or working in various places. You can also have devices in the lunchrooms where the workers can log in with their card and then take their blood pressure and be able to monitor things and help your employees stay healthy. So there's a lot of things. So they all connect to a thing called software as a solution applications. Their enterprise resource planning, ERP system, their supply chain management, human capital management, their what we used to call HR, and other applications. So, and of course they say if you want to connect with them, they can tell you what they can do for you. So it's really, really important, because I haven't talked about AI much in this one, but really if you take like for example, if I worked on a big SAP implementation at Boeing, and the one thing about an SAP implementation is that they monitor the stock levels of all of your products. But unfortunately, in order to set the reorder quantities and the reorder time, they have to collect data, and then you have to run a process that goes and culls through all that data and resets all your reorder times and reorder quantities. AI, in that respect, can be a real-time analyzer of all of those things, because inevitably you have somebody come by that orders a batch and buys half of your stock out, and you know that you can't get through the next restock cycle because the company that supplies them is too far away to get new stock in so fast. Well, with an AI analyzing it immediately, an order can go out that day or almost in the next hour to order that product and get it at least on its way, and hopefully gets there before the rest of the stock runs out. It's that kind of AI implementation that can constantly analyze the data being collected into your data warehouse and being able to perform actions on that data in real time. So that's kind of where we're going with the Internet of Things, and with AI, and blockchain just enables the recording of all that data in a distributed manner. Boeing has facilities in all 48 states, and some of those states have multiple facilities. So being able to gather information from disparate locations also allows you to make all the distributed nature of the blockchain feasible within the corporation, not just, having somebody else join the blockchain. So lots of good stuff. Robert has a comment.
Yeah, when you were talking about specifically the service monitoring there, I've been watching a YouTube series about a medium-sized wood shop, and they have about $8 million in CNC machines. And what they've discovered as they're trying to improve their processes, improve their bottom line, they realize that they throw away around $75,000 worth of product in work every single month. And they're trying to track all that down. And so, every new episode, they're looking through more reports and whatnot, and it's all on paper. And what one of them said, very frustratingly, this is a manager, that their employees are spending 10 minutes out of every hour filling out paperwork, detailing out exactly what pieces they worked on and how many pieces worked out and the defects and this and that. And it was becoming increasingly frustrating for them to track things better, because the only way you can improve the process is to track the process. And they are growing increasingly frustrated because one of these particular workers is putting through 200 parts per hour. Well, now you need to mark down 200 things. And in this discussion, I was imagining, what if this was done much more automatically, especially in one particular case where they kept on fine-tuning and slowing down the machine more and more, come to find out that there was a vacuum seal that was breaking. And so no matter how slow it got, the vacuum seal was the real issue. And it was breaking gradually, right? And so in this sort of case, when you had service monitoring happening for this machine, the machine could tell you when it's out of whack, when it has problems, and the employees don't have to track it. The employees don't have to handle that at all, and the reports go to the service team to get it fixed before management ever has to get involved, and you save a whole lot of money in the back end.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
definitely, especially getting the employees out of the loop, because having employees in the loop constantly, you just struggle with that.
Yeah.
Because you don't want them performing non-productive or non-value-added work.
Yeah.
Definitely don't.
Yeah.
So, Terry, I know we're in week 7. Do you have any questions concerning the upcoming week or comments about the class? And then as a follow-up question to that, I do have to comment that this class is not what I wrote. I originally wrote this class, and I've been teaching it for 5 years. They took it from me being able to manage the class to the global. Okay, on track, good. Global something. Anyway, when they took it and put it into that, there was a lot that got missing between my class and the class I'm teaching now. So, like the first two essays, they weren't supposed to be comparisons of the two documents. Those two documents were supposed to be additive to each other, and you were supposed to get a fuller picture of the subject by reading the two articles and be able to write on that. But the first two essays, for some reason, didn't have my question in it. So I'm going to go over it with a fine-tooth comb and make sure it's better for the next class. So your experience could have been better this time, and I hope it'll be better next for the next group. So, all right. I only wanted to talk about this one subject, and without a whole bunch of questions or your other two classmates, I'm going to call it a night. Hopefully that's okay with you. Yeah, you've learned a lot. I'm glad you have. I always have fun teaching blockchain. It really is good. So, all right. Okay, we're good. We'll talk to you again next week, and next week will be your last week in class. So if you have any questions, be sure, feel free to email me or let me know, and we'll make sure we handle things. All right. Thanks.